quiet, peaceful Sunday morning. But it's raining and it's a bit foggy, so it's not particularly nice. And I got a busy-ish day of work today, so I do need to kind of get on. Everyone's a bit grumpy around me, like Sienna is right now. Artie, what time did you start digging the floor this morning? Very early, yes. I can hear you. I'm right next door. They don't like the haylage at the moment, so they're not particularly happy, which is, yeah, fun, because they just get really grumpy about it the whole time. This week, so it's Sunday today, and this video goes up today, and I'm starting this vlog off, and then we'll get into how my week has been. Not the greatest week, I won't lie. I fed up with the cold weather at the beginning of the week. I was over that, as you'll see. It makes me very cross and very grumpy. Covered in chilblains. I just don't do cold. Simple as that. Oh, we've got another weirdo down there. That's an interesting expression. You should be tired. She had a very long hack yesterday. She should be tired. I've decided to slowly, now that it's like lighter in the afternoons, start bringing her back into work. I mean, she's in work, but like ridden work. So I put the saddle back on her, and just to kind of, oh my goodness, I can be grumpy. Just to like slowly start working towards getting back on board. Artie's got going a bit more again this week. It's been, the end of the week has been better than the beginning. The beginning of the week, I was really struggling for just, trying to deal with the cold weather, trying to make sure mine were getting ridden. I was feeling really guilty. I don't know if you ever get this, but just sometimes when I've not ridden them enough, I just get plagued with guilt, and then I get really cross with myself, and then I just sort of beat myself up for it for the next few days, and it's just not very helpful. And I felt like that this week. I just felt like I wasn't doing enough to kind of keep them happy. Not totally my fault. I'd say the icy weather did not help. But hey, we're all but at the end of January. Yes. And it's just see Sienna in the background. And I don't think it'll be that long before they go out. Wait, you. Stop it. So that's good. Oh, you're so angry, aren't you, in the morning? Yes, you are. You're so angry. Yeah. Oh my God, I can't wait for them to go out. That'll be amazing. I reckon it could be like 5-6 weeks, which is still a lot of mucking out in between. But even so, it's not that long. Yeah. So tough week, hard week, tiring week, as I imagine it is for all of us. But by the end of, as the week's got on, it's got slightly better, and I feel a bit more like, okay, we've got this. And they've done a bit more work towards the end of the week, so that makes me feel better as well. And obviously it's defrosted now, so everyone can go out in the turnout pen and all that, and it's been better. Anyway, there's a few bits of clips of videos of how my week's been, and then I've done my what I'm feeding them this winter, hard feed wise. Right, I'm going to get on and feed them because they're very cross with me. Enjoy. Well, I'll take this weather. The sun behind me has actually a tiny bit of warmth in it, which is making my back warm, and I'm loving that. So on the 2nd of February, which is next Thursday, I think this vlog will go out on Sunday, so the following Thursday, it is Candlemas Day, and it's like a Christian festival. I'll be honest, I'm not very good on my Christianity and religion and all that. However, I had heard of the rhyme, and I bet you I won't be able to remember it, but supposedly that if it is bright and cold, that is bad, the weather that day, and if it is wet and cloudy, that is good on the weather front. If Candlemas Day be fair and bright, then winter will have another fight. If Candlemas Day brings cloud and rain, winter won't come again. So we need to really hope that on Thursday it's wet and windy and horrible, so that winter does not return. Keep your fingers crossed. I know it's probably only an old myth, but sometimes I like to believe in those sorts of things. My hat hair. Today has been so annoying. I suppose it's the last day of it being really cold. This morning was lethal. It was the worst out of this week and a half of this freezing weather we've had. It was lethal this morning. The yard was dangerous. Even the gravel was lethal. And then, so I couldn't get out. Look at how foggy it is. I couldn't get out to my first job of the day. Somehow managed to make the second and third one, which was great. Got back here for 3:30 and thought, I'll be able to get a ride in. But it's getting so foggy, and visibility is really poor now. And I mean, I can only literally just see to the field. So I'm thinking we're not going to be riding. And I didn't ride yesterday. I'm just so over the weather. So over it. It's just not even funny anymore. God, I hope we wake up to sunshine and it about 10 degrees tomorrow, because we're going to need it. I'm going to go and have a feel of the arena and see. It'll be frozen though. I already know. It has thawed, but just not enough. I'm just gutted it's so foggy. It doesn't look so bad, like... It doesn't look so bad on camera, but it really is so foggy. Oh, I don't know, the arena's on the edge. I think I could probably get... I'd better lunge Artie out here. I'm not sure if I trust Sienna. Oh, maybe. It's on its way. It's the best it's felt for about a week and a half. But yeah, I'm going to show you. Not only will we have a spectacular view from my arena. Yep, wait for nothing. Can't see a blinking thing. I'm done. I'm over it. I'm over the weather. Bad enough. Fed up. I don't like it. I actually might even be able to let Sienna have a roll on this. Okay, well we might be able to work with this. I'm feeling slightly more positive. Might be able to work with it. His first roll, I reckon, in about 3 weeks. He's happy. Yeah, you're happy. No. Are you happy? Yeah. God, I better concentrate. Steady. Good girl. Steady. Good girl. Steady. Afternoon, guys. I can't finish the vlog, but obviously the whole vlog was about what I'm feeding my horses this winter. Very higgledy-piggledy vlog. Anyway, I'm just going to show you, excuse the major hat hair, I've just been on a very long hack with Sienna and Coop, and I'm going to show you what I'm feeding them at the moment. It hasn't changed massively since I did quite a big update of their feed, maybe back last year, maybe July, August time. I'm taking a guess there, but it was a while ago now. And I moved them mostly onto Spiller's feed. And it hasn't changed hugely, but I've altered it a little bit. I'm doing. So Coop, because obviously he's 22, a veteran, doesn't carry weight particularly well in winter. I have upped his feed quite significantly. So this is the senior mash, which I've said before, but I absolutely love it, because not only is it great for a horse like Corporal, who is missing teeth, has broken teeth, has wobbly teeth, the whole shebang. And obviously once this has had the water put on it, it turns into a mash. It's been great while it's been really cold, because it means that he's getting a bit of extra liquid into him. Like, there's quite a lot of water that goes into this. So I feel it's nice to know that he's getting a good amount of liquid in him at each feed. So he gets fed this twice a day. So this is 2 full yellow cups of the top spec cup over there of the senior mash. And then this is what I have changed, and this is the top spec performance cubes, which he used to be on years ago. However, I took him off it when I moved him onto the Spiller stuff, but he didn't have quite enough energy when I wanted to do more dressage with him. And he's at the moment having about 1.5 scoops of these, and this really does give him a bit of oomph. And it's doing its job perfectly. So when he's not competing, I probably wouldn't bother having him on the performance cubes. But for now, it's doing the perfect job of just giving him that little bit of extra energy for competing. And also, this does soften down quite nicely with water. So even that's not too hard for him to eat. Poured quite a significant amount of water in there. So I'll leave that. I normally leave it for around 2.5 minutes. And if you do it with hot water, it goes nearly instantly. So Sienna and Artie are on exactly the same. And I have changed Sienna's feed. So Sienna originally was on the Spiller's conditioning cubes. However, she's quite a good doer. She does really well. She carries weight really well. She has a lot of energy at the moment, probably from being in, but just in life, she's a buzzy girl. And I just thought, actually, she doesn't need to be on a conditioning mix. So I have moved her on to what Artie's on, which is the Spiller's conditioning fibre, which I'll love. I'll talk about that in a minute. And then I've moved her on to just 1 cup per meal of horse and pony cubes, keeping it nice and basic. She's thriving off of it. So I suddenly realised, why am I feeding her so much more when she doesn't need it? Artie's a really good doer. He doesn't need a huge amount of feed. Really, it's just a token gesture. Look at that for a mash. So you can just see how much it's gone down to a mash. So perfect. If you've got a veteran, you need to have them on this stuff. It's brilliant. And like I say, it's even made the top spec performance cubes quite soggy. And you can just see how much it swells up. So I can add even more water to this again. So this is great, because also veteran horses are not so great at drinking water, I find. Coop then has a whole scoop of the Spiller's conditioning chaff. What's it called? Conditioning fibre. I love this stuff so much. I say it over and over again, but it is such a soft fibre compared to things like Denji. Which I used to find the horses didn't particularly love Denji. They didn't eat it all. It was really sharp and spiky. I know that sounds stupid, but it really was. This stuff is so soft. So for a horse like Corporal that does have a lot of issues with his teeth, he never ever leaves any of it, ever. And I just find it's that perfect added extra to help with his conditioning. So he does get a pretty decent meal, actually. Right, I'm going to show you the supplements. On the supplements front, which just happens in an evening, Sienna has the Saty mare from Premier Performance, which I recommend. I think it's great for mares. Like I say, she's not a moody mare or anything like that, but I do think it balances her hormones quite well. Not the cheapest though. I think if you watched my video about adding up how much my horses cost me, I was just surprised how expensive that supplement actually works out, really. Coop is on a joint supplement. His is very reasonably priced and it seems to go better with him. I've had him on a few different ones and sometimes I think it irritates him and upsets his skin. And then Artie is actually finishing off a joint supplement that Coop didn't get on with, and I think it makes a massive difference. In fact, I think joint supplement makes a massive difference to both boys. And then at the back you can see I've nearly finished it. Coop also has a little bit of oil, supposedly really good for his skin as well as his digestion and everything. As we get towards spring and they go back out again, then I can reduce Corporal's a little bit because his does work out quite expensive. But he needs it. Veteran horses need that bit extra. And if Sienna starts working a bit harder, I might find she needs a bit of extra feed, but I'm not sure about that. That girl has so much energy. I don't know where she gets it from, but yes, that is what I feed my horses. So anyway, thank you for watching this vlog. Like I say, it's a bit all over the place. And I hope you've had a really good week.